Dykeman. I'm a local real estate broker in Central Florida, and we are experiencing droves of VA buyers being rejected when they put in for an offer on a house with a VA loan contingency. It seems like a shame, and I know it's upsetting to many veterans who have served our country. And it may be upsetting to you as you're listening to this video, but it's a fact. It's happening. And we want to know why. Why are people turning down VA loans and VA buyers in this market? And there's just some things that need to be cleared up that may or may not be true. Okay, one is that a VA loan takes longer, and it used to. I mean, some of these truths that used to be truths are now myths because they're no longer true. It depends on the lender that the VA buyer is using. Some of them can close just as quickly as they can close a conventional loan. According to a recent survey by the National Association of Realtors, 89% of sellers are favorable to accepting a conventional loan but not a VA loan. Only 30% of sellers would consider any type of government-backed loan, which is VA, FHA, and USDA. So those are your government-backed loans, and only 30% of sellers are even considering taking those. So the market has really decreased, the selection has decreased for buyers with VA loans. We used to refer those VA buyers to builders, and they would accept them. But right now, even our local builders are saying they don't want VA loans. And some of this stigma that's been attached to the VA loan is because some lenders, especially large banks, take forever to close them. But if you have a very good local lender, you can get a VA loan closed just as quickly. The public doesn't know that, and most realtors don't know that either. There's a lot of them that are not familiar with that. So they just recommend to their seller, this one's VA, this one's FHA. Let's reject those. Here's a nice conventional or a cash offer. Let's look at these two. So that's what a veteran is up against in today's market. And on top of that, cash buyers are making up about 25% or more of our market right now. So if a seller's sitting there and they want to sell their home and they want to move with the least amount of problems, they're going to look at the cash offer first, even if it's a little bit lower, for simplicity's sake. Another reason that sellers don't want to consider a VA loan buyer is because there is an appraisal contingency that has to be attached to the contract. And what the appraisal contingency states is that if the house does not appraise for the sales price, the buyer can back out and get all of their deposit back. So if you're competing in a conventional situation, a lot of conventional buyers with conventional loans say, in writing, I will pay over appraised value up to a certain amount of dollars. So the VA loan, the VA buyer is competing with the conventional buyer, where the conventional buyer can automatically put in writing that they'll pay over appraised value. The VA loan or the FHA loan has to have this appraisal contingency with it. Now, the VA buyer can pay over the appraised value, but in writing, the addendum says that they don't have to. So they can get out of the contract if the house comes in with a low appraisal. The other reason is that a VA appraiser can come in and dictate that other repairs have to be done to the home. So even though it passed inspection, a VA appraiser who comes in can say, well, the smoke detectors need to be replaced, or something else that is wrong with the home that the VA appraiser just picks on. It's usually not a very expensive repair, but it's just a little nitpicky thing that might happen. So those are the major reasons why people aren't taking VA buyers right now. So what is a buyer to do if they want to use their VA, they want to get the home they want, and they're just getting beat out of houses over and over? And it is happening, and buyers are losing sentiment over this. There's some statistics out now that show that buyers who have made 3 to 4 to 5 offers on a house and lost out because of the type of financing that they need are just not even looking for homes anymore, which is sad but true. However, there might be some light at the end of the tunnel, because if buyer sentiment is dropping, that means there's less buyers for the homes that are going on the market. So possibly waiting until there's a little more inventory could help a VA buyer. That is one potential solution. but people don't want to wait because they want their interest rate and they want to get in a home today. So what else can you do? Well, you could, if you have another type of financing that a VA buyer could get, like conventional, they could go back in later on and refinance the house. And there is no time limit. They could do it just as soon as they close. However, that's going to be expensive because they're paying conventional closing costs and then they're paying VA closing costs, which are not cheap. So that is a costly way to do it, but it can be done. If a buyer has an IRA or a 401k or some type of savings set aside, they could borrow against that amount of money, buy the house, and then do a refi after they move in. That's a less costly solution actually, and sometimes will work, but you've got to have that retirement money set aside in order to do that. Another reason that VA buyers sometimes get turned down, usually they don't have a very large deposit on there. So if you could put a larger deposit and make the deal sweeter for the seller, so put a larger deposit, take the inspection period and make it shorter. You can do that. It's still subject to the VA appraisal inspection, but you can make the other contingencies a shorter time frame, and that would help. So finding a house that's been on the market for a while actually could be a very good solution. It may not be that anything's wrong with the house. The buyer just started off more speculatively than most, which does happen in this market. So make an offer on an overpriced house. Make an offer of what you think the house is worth, even though the house is overpriced, because the seller probably hasn't had any other offers. They might take your offer. You never know until you try. At least you're not competing with 6 or 7 or 10 other offers at the same time. So that actually could be a strategy. I might try that one myself. Thank you for listening today. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and like my video. If not, please feel free to comment below. I'll take negative comments too. Feedback is always good. Thank you for listening.